Welcome, everybody.
Like, what the hell is going on? And all these players, like Liverpool was an absolute...
Let's not get crazy. Here we go. 3-team teaser.
All 8, they just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Football Prediction with me and Teacher Mark. It's match day 10 now. We're buzzing to be back.
Match day 10. It's been a while.
It's been a while from that international break.
International break. I was traveling to Japan as well, so it's been a while, but we're back. I'm excited, and we're just going to jump right into it. There was some great European football this weekend, or pardon me, this past week. A lot of good games, but we're getting into the Premier League.
Yep.
First game of the weekend, Spurs away to Palace. We've been discussing this game. What do you think about it?
Well, I do think Crystal Palace at home. With the help of Roy Hodgson in charge.
Yep.
You know that Roy Hodgson are hard to beat. But the problem with Crystal Palace is they don't have Eze and Olise.
Yeah.
Which could be the problem of lacking on attack.
Okay, so Palace are playing at home, which is always tough. Spurs played on Monday against Fulham. Palace played last Saturday. They have 2 extra days rest, which might not mean much, but it could make a difference. So they have extra time rest. Spurs are playing amazing, but I just can't see this continuing. I really, really can't. I think this is a danger game. I like Palace in this game. I'm probably going to play it safe, though, but I'm definitely going to have some money on this game with a double chance on Crystal Palace to either win or draw at home. I really like Palace to do something in this game. I like them a lot.
What do you think the score's going to be?
I'm going to go for 2-1 Palace.
You go for 2-1 Palace. Oh,
yep.
You know what? I could not see anything like that happening. I do think Spurs are too good. I'm going to go for the opposite, 2-1 Spurs.
Yeah, I do think one absolute bang-on safe bet to make in this game, if you want to get some money in on this game and win, both teams to score. I'm certain, like both teams are scoring a goal. I'm certain of it.
Okay.
Both teams to score in this game. All right, we'll talk a little bit more about that game later on. Right. Chelsea at home with Brentford. The early kickoff on Saturday. West London derby.
Yeah.
Chelsea looked really good at home against Arsenal last weekend for 75 minutes, and then they completely pissed away the game. They're back at home against Brentford. What do you think?
Brentford's going to be buzzing to come over to Chelsea. And Brentford ain't that easy to beat, to be fair. I don't think, you know what, Chelsea, I think they're performing quite well against Arsenal, but you know, given 2 goals away in the last probably like 20 minutes of the game, they absolutely threw it away. So I do think that this game, Brentford is still shit in it.
Brentford are having a bad season so far. They are. It's not what we're used to seeing from them. Chelsea, to me, are still totally toxic. Even when Chelsea actually played well, as they did against Arsenal, they still find a way to mess things up. I'm avoiding Chelsea at all costs. I'm going to go for a draw in this game. I could see Chelsea winning. I could see Brentford winning. I'm not touching. I'm just going to go for a draw. That'd be my pick. 1-1 draw.
I'm just going to give a little bit of a home advantage here. 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea. Yeah, it's a good pick. They could win it because I don't like Brentford very much, but I don't feel good about this game.
Or maybe both teams to score.
Yeah, both teams to score is another good pick.
This is another
another good one. So, okay, Arsenal at home, Sheffield United. Sheffield United are in shambles right now. They actually played decent against Man United last weekend, but they still lost the game. Now they're playing away to Arsenal. Arsenal are coming off of a 2-2 draw against Chelsea, but they'll feel good about that. They were terrible, but they pulled out a 2-2 draw. Arsenal win.
And now they're playing at home as well.
Yeah, this is a bang-on Arsenal win.
Scores? What do you think?
3-0 Arsenal.
3-0, you know what?
Yep.
I completely agree with you. 3-0 score. Critic scores, gentlemen. This is critic scores.
3-0 Arsenal. Easy one. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
Bournemouth at home with Burnley. Big game for both teams. Both teams towards the bottom of the table. Both teams will be thinking we can get 3 points in this match. What do you think?
Well, before we start talking anything about this game, I'm going to give you guys some tips or advice. This game, 100% is going to be both teams to score.
Yeah, I think so as well. Both teams will score a goal in this game.
But yeah, Burnley are still winless, aren't they?
Burnley did pick up 1 win. They beat Luton Town.
Oh, Luton Town, yeah.
Yeah, Burnley beating Luton Town. Yeah, that's their only win of the season. But they're definitely still struggling. Bournemouth have been patchy. Sometimes they play well, sometimes they don't. I'm going for a draw in this game.
You're going for a draw?
Draw. I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
I can see some Njuzi and Vincent Kompany masterclass here, guys. So I think this is gonna be a secret, but I don't think this game could end up 2-0 Burnley.
2-0. What about both teams to score?
Oh shit! Okay, just for the sake of that,
Class.
Solanke's gonna score.
All right, so
2-1.
2-1. Yeah, this is a tough game to pick. I'm not going to put my money near this game. For me, it's a draw, but this is a tough one, man.
Yeah.
These are two teams that it's difficult to pick up what their form is like, so I'm going to avoid it. But if you want to get some money on it, a draw is the safe bet. So next game that we're going to look at. Wolves at home with Newcastle. I kind of do have to apologize to Wolves. Like, I was really hard on them early in the season. I still don't like them, but man, they've been playing okay. So I'm not going to be as hard on Wolves as I have been at the start of the season. They're at home with Newcastle.
Yeah.
Newcastle coming off of a loss to Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League, but in the Premier League, Newcastle are flying right now.
Yep.
Wolves are also playing very well in the Premier League right now. This game is at Wolves, late Saturday kickoff. I do like a Newcastle win in this game, though. I do.
What do you think the score's gonna be?
I'm going to go for Newcastle 2-1.
You know what? This could be another game that, could be like 5 goals up. Could be a 6-goal thriller in this game. But I don't think Wolves could score in this game because, like, their problem is sometimes scoring goals.
Yeah.
Sometimes because, like, you can't trust in Pedro Neto.
No.
You just couldn't trust in him. And sometimes Hwang Hee-chan, the Korean wingers,
Yep.
you just couldn't put 100% trust on him. Even though Wolves are playing at the Molineux Stadium,
Yep.
I still think Newcastle's going to beat them.
Me too.
5-0.
5-0. Man, listen.
5-0.
I know this about Wolves. When Wolves don't show up and look bad, they look really, really bad. So if you think this is a game that Wolves aren't going to show up in, it could be 5-0. I don't see that. I like Newcastle. I'm going to go 2-1. But we both like Newcastle to get all 3 points. Sunday games, moving on. A lot of Sunday fixtures. A lot. The first Sunday kickoff is West Ham playing at home with Everton. West Ham coming off of a loss against Olympiacos in the Europa League, but that West Ham was a garbage side. I don't really think anything about that game. Everton had a 2-0 loss to Liverpool last week in the Premier League. Everton had a few moments in that game where they did okay. They were playing with 10 men. Ashley Young out. They didn't take their chances at all. I'm going for a West Ham win in this.
You're over West Ham.
West Ham win over Everton, playing at home at the London Stadium.
You know what? I got something to tell you.
Yep.
So I do think maybe Everton could nick something in this game. Hold on, listen. You may think I'm being crazy or something.
I don't actually. I don't.
But the thing is, they are facing 15 charges, and it could lead to 12 points take away.
I saw that as well. I saw it as well. And most of the come like if they're going to come at Everton about financial charges, I mean, fair enough. But this is Everton we're talking about. If they come at Everton with a points deduction, I'm sorry, Manchester City need to be removed from Premier League champions immediately. Like, if you're going to come at Everton like that, okay, like who maybe made a few mistakes, then you've got to come hard at Man City. I'm sorry, for me, leave Everton alone.
Okay.
It's not worth it because if they do, they got to go hard at Man City for the stuff that happened there the last 10 years. I don't think there's going to be a point deduction.
Okay. But maybe could be some fires on Everton in this game. What do you think?
Listen, I thought Everton actually put in a decent performance against Liverpool last weekend. Like, they didn't win. They got nothing from it. But if they took a few chances in that game, like, it would have been a much different story. I'm going 1-0 West Ham, but a draw would not surprise me at all.
A draw wouldn't surprise you, okay?
It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm going to go 1-0. 1-0 West Ham.
1-0 West Ham. I think West Ham are playing at home are quite dangerous. So I think this game could be a low scoring.
I think it's low scoring as well. I think it's very low scoring.
Could be. Might even be 1-0 to West Ham.
That's what I said.
Yeah, so that's what you said, yeah. You know what? You said 1-0, I'm going to go for 2-0.
All right, 2-0 West Ham. All right, but I do like a West Ham win.
Yeah.
Aston Villa playing at home with Luton Town. Luton Town are popping up with some signs of life. They've picked up a few draws recently. Villa are just on fire. They beat AZ Alkmaar in the Europa Conference the other day.
Yeah.
They absolutely destroyed West Ham in the Premier League last weekend. Since January 1st, 2023, the only team in the Premier League with more points than Aston Villa is Manchester City. This calendar year, they've been amazing. Surely this is a win for Villa at home. Easy win. I'm going to go 3-1 Villa.
Villas at home are just unbeatable.
Yep.
So, I mean, Luton Town, I'm sorry, you're just still desperate to win, but I think the score is going to be, you know what? This could be a 6-goal thriller in this game.
6-goal thriller.
6-0 Villa.
6-0 Villa.
6-0 Villa. I'm being serious. Like, they destroyed Brighton. Like, how many? Like, they
destroyed Brighton. They destroyed Brighton. They destroyed West Ham. Yeah, Brighton was 6-1 at home.
Yeah.
West Ham was 4-1 at home.
And this is Luton Town.
I know. Yeah. Why not? Why not?
6-0, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but easy Villa win. Brighton playing at home with Fulham. Fulham coming off of a 2-0 loss to Spurs. They were okay in that game, but Spurs just too much quality. Brighton coming off of a 2-1 loss to Man City, but that was 2-0 at halftime. The second half, Brighton really took that game to Man City. Yep. And at full time, Man City was the team that was relieved to hear that whistle because Brighton were coming. Brighton come off of a 2-0 win at home against Ajax in the Europa League. Now they're at home with Fulham. I'm going for a Brighton win.
Neither do I. I'm going for Brighton win as well.
Brighton win as well. I'm going to go for 2-0 Brighton.
2-0 Brighton.
2-0 Brighton at home.
What do you mean 2-0 Brighton? It's going to be more than that for sure.
Maybe 3.
The average goal they scores in one game, so happening in the game that Brighton plays, is around 4 or 5 goals.
It is.
So I think this game's
3-4. I'm going to stick with 2-0 Brighton. I'm sticking with 2-0 Brighton for this.
You know, I was just going to go for 3-1. Let's go.
3-1. All right, 3-1 Brighton. 3-1 Brighton. It's a good pick. Liverpool at home with Nottingham Forest. Liverpool coming off of a 2-0 over Everton, a 5-1 over Toulouse in the Europa League. Liverpool can bang in the goals. They've been scoring goals all season. Nottingham Forest, listen, I like Nottingham Forest. They've had some good results this season. I like Steve Cooper. We talk about him a lot.
Yeah.
Liverpool at home at Anfield. Surely this is a Liverpool win. Liverpool getting Jota could score. Diaz, Salah can get in there. Gravenberch has been an amazing signing. Szoboszlai has been an amazing signing. Even Endo has been really strong. He scored last night. Darwin Nunez is an absolute buccaneer. You just don't know what this guy, like that shocking miss last night made headlines, of course, but he scored a goal in the game.
He did.
You don't know what you're going to get from him when he's out there, but Liverpool are going to get some goals against Forest. I'm going to go 3-1 Liverpool in this game.
3-1 Liverpool. I do think this game is going to be, you know what, 3-1 is a good score.
3-1.
Because like Forest, I mean, last week they put our heart in tears.
Oh, God,
I don't understand the thing that Steve Cooper does.
That draw with Luton Town, absurd.
Yeah, they're 2-0 up. They're 2-goal up ahead of Luton Town.
You're 2-0 up over Luton Town. That you've got to get that. You've got to get those 3 points. It cost us some money.
It does.
I wasn't happy about it at all. It was shocking. It was absolutely shocking.
Because I don't understand Steve Cooper. Like, what the hell? Why does he bring Worrells in?
It made no sense. He thought he was comfortable. He thought he was comfortable at Luton Town, but the problem is Luton Town are a newly promoted team with a shitload of desire and motivation, and they said, let's turn this thing around. And they caught Nottingham Forest out. I
mean, then that Worrell guy thing, it led to 2 goals. 2 goals. They conceded 2 goals because of him.
I know it.
It happens almost every time that he brings Worrell in.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
So I like Liverpool in this game. Nottingham Forest really let us down last weekend. Disappointing. So Liverpool to win at Anfield should be pretty comfortable. Then we're rounding out the weekend, the big match of the weekend, the big derby.
Let's set it up.
Man United at home with Man City. Now, just a little bit of background. This game last season, Man United won the game 2-1. There was huge controversy around the game involving the winning goal from Marcus Rashford when the ball was played and Rashford was clearly offside, although he didn't touch the ball, allowed it to roll. Then he scored the goal, and Man United won the game 2-1. Leading up to the game now, the form. Man City are not playing particularly well right now. They lost to Wolves. They lost to Arsenal. They were lucky to beat Brighton. In the Champions League against Young Boys the other day, they were okay. Man United, on the other hand, not that impressive recently either. A tough 2-1 win over Brighton, a tough 2-1 win over Sheffield United, a tough 1-0 win over Copenhagen in the Champions League. They've been winning games, but against very weak teams. What do you think?
Well, I do think, Man U, they pretty underperformed this season.
Underperformed big time.
Varane's out, so guess who's going to be at the back?
Harry Maguire.
Maguire's for sure.
People are loving Harry Maguire right now. He had a nice game, but it was against Copenhagen in the Champions League. and again, he played well against Sheffield United. I'm sorry, Harry Maguire should play well against Sheffield United. He should play well against Copenhagen. So I don't really know what to think about Harry Maguire right now, but I do know he's going to be tested against Man City for sure. He's going to be tested.
I'm going to say this now. He's going to be absolutely screwed by Haaland or maybe even Alvarez or Foden. Because,
I know.
The pace. We're talking pace here.
Yeah.
His pace ain't gonna compete with Haaland or Foden or Alvarez.
I think Man City knows that they were really bad in this game last season at Old Trafford. Really ugly game. Well, probably the worst game they played all year was this game, and they'll want to turn that around. They'll be highly motivated. They do miss De Bruyne big time. Not having De Bruyne is still really starting to affect them. Really starting to show. With all that said, I'm going for a Man City win.
I'm going for Man City win as well. But let's see who can nail the score.
I'm going for 2-1 Man City.
Just 2-1?
Just 2-1. It's going to be a tough game. Man United are playing at home. They've won a few games recently. They'll be highly motivated. It's a derby match, but I'm going for Man City 2-1.
Well, you know what? I do think Man United's got a playmaker in goalkeeper, which means he couldn't use his hands.
Yeah.
So I do think this is going to be a 5-goal thriller.
5-goal thriller.
4-1 Man City.
4-1 Man City. All right, so we both like Man City. So I'm just going to talk about where I really, really like my money at this weekend, where I want to get my money in. The games that I want to get it in on for a 3-team teaser: Liverpool to win, Aston Villa to win, and Brighton to win. Those are 3 that I feel very, very good about. But I want to increase my odds. I want to get a little bit of extra money. So I'm going to do a double chance with a separate bet on Palace with Spurs. And I'm also going to have a separate ticket with a Palace win over Spurs because I think that can pay out nicely. And I do think Palace might be able to pull something out. So that's it. That's where I'm going to have my money at with my teaser, with a double chance, and with a win to see if we can get some money going on this weekend.
Pretty cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen up. This is going to be a 3-team teaser, but quite a bit of a risks. But what does it mean, guys? Big risks, big rewards.
That's right.
So starting off, Manchester City beating Man United.
Okay.
First one.
First one up. Yep.
The second one, I'm going for it. I do think Burnley is going to beat Bournemouth.
Okay, that's a good pick.
Or maybe even double chance for Burnley could be a good pick.
Yeah, Burnley. Yeah. Yep. They could do it. I'm not crazy about Bournemouth right now, so yeah, Burnley's a good pick.
And listen, the third one.
Yep.
I know that Chelsea are very toxic right now. But I think the odds on this game is going to be pretty high for Chelsea.
Okay.
Because both teams are just unpredictable.
They are very unpredictable.
So I just go for Chelsea to win.
A Chelsea win
over Brentford. Just deal with it.
Okay.
Just go for it.
So you're going for a Chelsea win, a Man City win, and a Burnley win.
And a Burnley win.
That's your 3-team teaser. All right. Well, that's it. That's our advice. Let's see how it plays out. But I think that we're going to be winning some money this weekend. I've got a really good feeling about it. Really, really good feeling about it. So we're gonna sign off there. It's been brilliant. Get the money in. Like, subscribe. We'll be back soon to talk about it. And good luck to everybody out there.
We'll see you guys next week on Matchday 11. For now, peace.
Adios.